This is an Emissaries of Light. This is Dr. Shreya Tyan, and I am up and at it early this morning. And I just wanted to have a quick discussion with whoever's up. Doesn't look like anyone's up yet. This is actually a topic I've been wanting to bring to you for a while. I just been so busy. It's been officially 37 seconds. No one has joined yet. Is anybody going to join? It's almost a minute. I'm just wondering where everybody is on this lovely Sunday. We got one person that joined. I'm going to start in a few more seconds. But hello to the person that has joined. Thank you for liking. Hey. All right, so let me get into this. There is a very universal belief that makeup sex is amazing. It's great. Your adrenaline is rushing, the other person's adrenaline is rushing, and you already have like the heightened heartbeat, the emotions, etc. So when you go into love making, it even heightens the orgasms and make it more intense. But is it healthy to automatically go into having intercourse without resolving what you fought about in the first place? I want to get some of your opinions. Someone just logged on and logged off. Hi, Yummy Mommy. You are right. It's not healthy. A lot of people think that it is. Even psychologists say, yeah, go ahead. That's great. But it's not, because all you're doing is burying the problem. Yes, you are. Look at my phone. Confirmation, God sign. All you're doing is suppressing the real issue at hand. I feel that you and your partner, if you got in a heated argument, you should talk it out and work on your communication skills instead of your sexual skills. A lot of people will probably disagree with me, and it's okay because I'm not here for debate. But I know from a higher perspective that makeup sex, although it feels good, is not a healthy relationship trait. It is a toxic trait. And many people have adopted this form of toxicity into their relationships. And this is probably, if I were to guess, more often than not, why many marriages do not last. And I'm not just, making this about married couples, even anybody in a relationship. If you're not talking out your problems and your differences, they're going to just keep resurfacing. And when they do, they're going to escalate. They're going to get worse. And it's going to be hard to handle, you see. Okay, it is. Communication is key, you guys. Sex is kind of like the sauce of a relationship. It should not be the main course, the thing that you go to first. Well, let me go ahead and, fuck this out of his or her system and shut them up. I've had relationships like that where my partner thought that if they gave me sex, then I would be quiet. I wouldn't have anything else to say because, see, I solved it with my magical wand. And so you supposed to shut the fuck up because I gave you, it was almost like they did it out of duty, like out of obligation. You know, if I make love to you, then you are supposed to not even talk about this again, because the fact that you took sex from me or allowed me to have sex with you, that was the resolution. No, sex is never the resolution. And like I said on the onset, if you don't solve it, it's going to just resurface again and again and again and again. And that's what it did in my relationship. It kept on resurfacing the same issue, the same problem with the same person. It kept recycling, and I eventually had to break that relationship up and walk away because nothing was getting resolved. And in any given situation, when there's serious matters that need to be discussed, you have to talk it out. You can't fuck it out someone's system, you know? The problem wasn't the sexual organ, that works well. It's the issue that's not working for us, that I have an issue with, you have an issue with, or we both have an issue with. That's the situation at hand. We need to talk about it. You know, the pink elephant is in the room, and nobody wants to talk about the pink elephant in the room, but we all know that there's a pink elephant in the freaking room. Yeah, sex is great. It is a great byproduct. And notice I said a byproduct of a beautiful union between two people that want to work it out. I feel like it's much better when you sit down with your significant other and you talk about the pink elephant that's in the room and how you both are going to work at your role on how to remove it. And you come to a consensus, you come to an agreement. And then if sex, is something that you guys go into after you both know that you're not just agreeing just to have sex, you're really being intrinsic and wholehearted about the resolution, then it's great makeup sex. Then you can make up. Then you can go at it, right? Because now you guys are both in agreement. And here's the metaphysical reason why you would never want to have makeup sex without talking it out, is because our vaginas, ladies, are connected to our throat chakra. It's connected to our throat. So if we are not speaking, we are tense, we tighten up, and that is never a good place or space for any woman, right? You don't want to tear yourself down there. You don't want to have friction down there. You don't want to cause trauma down there, because men tend to be more rough. Hello, Shell from the block. They tend to be more rough during makeup sex. It's almost like they're punishing you. And even though you might like it, you may think that, that type of sex is okay. It's not to the body. The body and the mind have to be in agreement. Okay? The two have to become one. And sex is beyond the physical, it's spiritual too. So you're causing trauma to your body and you're causing trauma to your etheric field. Why would you want to do that? See, the thing that we fail to realize is that we will walk away from that session. We'll even probably forget about what we were mad about in the first place. But guess what? It's being recorded in your DNA. Your DNA records that. It's in your etheric field now. So now you walking around carrying all this depression with you, not even knowing why you're down, not even knowing why you're sad. Well, it was because of those makeup sessions where you never resolved the issue at hand. Yes, it is. Another God sign. When we go beyond the physical and we start looking at things from a higher perspective, we don't do the same things that we used to do. When you know better, you do better. I don't know who the original person is of that quote, but I know Drake requoted it, and it's so true. I think it was Maya Angelou, if I'm not mistaken. But it's the truth. You don't walk the same way you used to walk if you know that the way that you was walking is going to cause you bunions on your toes. You're going to get the right shoes that fit. You don't wear high heels all the time because guess what it does? It tilts your uterus. I know because that's where I got my tilted uterus from wearing high heels every day, trying to be cute. We can't do things that everybody else do just because everybody's doing it. It's not cool to jump on a bandwagon just because you see other people doing that same stuff. It's toxic. It's the most toxic practice in any relationship. Makeup sex. It's the worst. I'm telling you. The only good benefit that comes out of it is when you communicate before you have it. Yeah. Heels can cause a lot of reproductive issues because when you're walking in heels, you're tilting. Most of the time, you're leaning forward. You're supposed to walk on the back of the heels, but most of us don't walk on the back of the heel. We walk on the tip of our toes, which also throws our equilibrium off. That's why most women can't walk in heels because it is intentionally designed to throw off your equilibrium. I can get into this is like a whole nother discussion. I can get into this with the heels. It was designed by the Europeans. If you ever look at any indigenous people, like 3 generations going back, you'll notice that our great great grandparents and our ancestors, they never had heels on. They wore flat shoes. Yes, that's good. I'm so glad that you're abstinent. That is a good thing to for real. This is real talk. If you're not in a relationship, a healthy relationship, because there are so many people that are in relationships and they're not good ones. If you're not in a good, healthy relationship, inshallah, I'm glad you brought this up. You shouldn't be exchanging your energy with anyone. I remember one time, it was about a year ago. Was it about a year ago? Yeah, it was about a year ago. I was crying over um, someone that I had a relationship with, and I broke it off with this person. And someone looked at me and they were like, "You're a doctor, right?" I said, "Yeah." They were like, "Why are you crying over a fuckboy who probably has acidic sperm and who probably eats meat and you're vegan and they're just polluting your room anyway? You should be happy that God took such a person out of your life." At the time, I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't receive it because I was in love. You know how it is when you're in love. We put our blinders on. Okay, we see shit, but we act like we don't see what we see, right? And we think, oh, well, this person, I can eventually convert this person. I can, build a man. No, this is not build a man. And so now, a year later, I look back at what that person said to me, and I realized I was wasting my tears crying over someone who wasn't even healthy for my soul or my body. So again, going back to makeup sex is a form of toxicity. It's just another um, coping defense mechanism. It's just a way of coping, but eventually you're going to have to resolve whatever issue it is. It's kind of like sweeping things under a rug. You really don't want to sweep. So you sweep it up under the rug and you hide it so no one can see it, but you know it's there, right? That's the same way in a relationship. You're hiding the problems, you're putting a band aid on it. Eventually, you're going to have to take that band aid off so it can fully heal, right? And just like the stuff that's been swept up under the rug, you're going to have to remove that rug and remove it because it's a pile now, stacked up high. So you might as well just resolve it before you go into the bedroom. Don't allow for the bedroom to be the resolution. You be the resolution. And then, that's how we have healthy relationships because we talk about it before we go into the bedroom. Even if it happened to the bedroom, walk out of the bedroom, walk into the living room or the kitchen or wherever your gathering place is in your home, and have that real heart to heart talk with your significant other and let them know about your feelings and how you need to be heard if they're not allowing you to do that. And don't say, you always do this. Don't play the blame game. If they hurt you, just say, when you said this, it made me feel like this. Or it could even be the way they said it. Um, you know, they could have said it in a way that hurt you and put you down, or they could have been condescending. They could have embarrassed you in front of somebody. Whatever the case may be, just let them know whatever they did, this is how it made you feel. When you do this and when you say that, it makes me feel like this. You see how non intrusive that is, and how that is like matter of fact. And if they are a person that's teachable, they'll learn from you. Because that's another thing, you guys. We can't be in relationships with people that are not teachable. They have to want to learn how to love you and your love language. They can't come into the relationship thinking that, hey, I have experience because I've been in a relationship with someone for 10 years. And, I know what I'm talking about because my relationship lasted. It was that person's fault why it ended. No, it doesn't matter. They're supposed to learn you, not love you the way they love someone else, because it takes two to tango, you guys. It ended because both people agreed to walk away, right? So they have to love you the way that you need to be loved, that you need to be treated, not the way they are going to come in and just love you anyhow, anyway. You see, we all have needs that need to be met. I'm not about to start a relationship with someone when I've been single for all this long and been loving myself and doing everything for myself, and someone is just going to come in and just do me any kind of way. Oh, hell no. Mm-mm. You got to earn me, baby. You got to earn my keep too. You can't just do everything to get in the door. Now you in the door, you gonna sit up there and mistreat me, my emotions, my feelings. I can't be heard. I don't have an opinion. I don't have a say. No, this is a partnership. I look at all of my relationships as partnerships. It's like being in a business. If you have a business partnership with someone who's stealing all the money from the bank, from the business, how long are you going to be in business with that person? You're not going to let someone come in and steal your emotions. Notice what I just said. If a person is not adding to you, then obviously the opposite of adding is subtracting, right? Don't let nobody come in and start belittling you and taking away from you emotionally. That's an energy vampire. And you don't need that neither. There are so many people that are in relationships and they stay because they don't want to have those conversations that need to be had. I'm not going to be miserable for the sake of saying I'm in a relationship with someone, because really, at that point, you're not really in a relationship with anyone. You're in a relationship by yourself. So you might as well be by yourself. I mean, seriously, if that's the case. All relationships are here to grow and strengthen us. If they're not growing us, if they're not strengthening us, if they're not making us better, then you need to reassess that situation. I'm not saying walk away all people that are in a situation where, things are kind of hectic, because eventually things do work themselves out. But if you find yourself in repeating patterns and cycles with the same person, that's a red flag. And don't even waste your time trying to change someone, because people only change when they want to and when they have to, and they can't be forced. If a person loves you enough, they will. They'll change for themselves first, and they know that you'll benefit from that. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here because I only have a little low percent on my battery. But I thought it would be more people online, 7 o'clock in the morning, but I guess not. I guess there's some folks that's still sleeping in on this Sunday. I'll come back later on, probably later on tonight, and I'll do a live, and we'll go from there. Thank you for all of you that have joined me. I appreciate you. Thank you for the comments from Yummy Mommy and Shell. Love you all. Have a good rest of your day until we talk tonight. Namaste.